All right, it is time again for Craft Roulette. This week was week 180, and the parameters were a card with a belly band. You had to have some bark, you had to have daisy colors, and you had to have the element of good in your card. So, what I have so far, I have not completely planned this out. It's going to be a gatefold card, because that's usually what I put a belly band on. So this will be my belly band. And this is going to be the topper on the belly band. And these are going to be the panels on here. And that's as far as I've gotten with that. But for the bark, I have this stamp here from Gina K called Forest Friends. And there's a second piece to this too that has the animal bodies. So I'm going to use this stamp for the bark. I'm going to use the owl. I'm going to put him inside. I'm going to use the colors of daisies that I found that were yellow, and there was this kind of pale orangey color. And I even found some that were brown, but this could be the dirt in the daisy garden. And good, the sentiment on the inside is going to say, "Happy birthday, old wise one. I hope it's a hoot of a good time." So I think that will cover all the parameters. So let's get started. So the first thing I want to do is, I think I'm going to take these yellow panels that are going to go on the front, and I'm going to emboss them with this Autumn Blessing embossing folder that I've had for a couple years from Crafter's Companion. So I'm just going to take the two panels, put one on one side, one on the other over here, put them next to each other, and just run these through my machine. So let's see here. Oh yeah, that will look good behind the tree stump. I may put some ink on this. We'll see. All right, let me take my stamping platform, and I'm going to stamp on the smaller one that I have here. I have an idea, and we'll find out if it's going to work or not. So I'm going to need this stamp here. And this is going to go on top of here. You know what? I'm going to need my sticky mat. Yeah, so I learned something with this paper I have. I bought some Nina card, and I learned that not all Nina card is treated the same. Most of the Nina card I have bought, it was smooth on both sides. This one is rough on one side. But I will use the paper until it's gone. So I'm going to stamp this in brown, probably warm cocoa. That looks good. Peel this off. And I will cut this hole out. All right, so this set has a die set that goes with it. So let me bring this in and get this lined up. Put a piece of tape on it. And cut this out. All right. All right, so I changed my mind of what I'm going to do with the bigger piece. Now I'm going to cut the next size up nesting die. All right, so here's the one I cut out, and I cut the center out of it. Then I have a second one that is the same size. Not sure how I'm going to use that. And then this one is in red, and it's one size up from this nesting die, which is the Torn Edge Squares from Crafter's Companion. So first let me color this, and I'm going to color this in honey mustard. bring in a little bit of the warm cocoa that I stamped it in. I'm going to need a back to this, so it should be dark. So I'm just going to put this on here. I'm just going to drag the ink pad across it. And put some color on that. There we go, that looks good now. Then this will be behind it. So it will look like it's inside the tree. And now we can move on to the owl. Actually, while I have this out, let me try this here. Let's see what this looks like. What if I very lightly grab the other side. There we go. Leave that like that. So now I need to stamp the owl. Let me grab some white paper. And we'll put these over here. I'm just going to take this piece here. Don't need the sticky mat now. Put the owl on there. And I think I'm going to use the, what is this? This is chocolate truffle. Barn owls are kind of brown. I didn't want to use the black. That is done. Let's see, I need the die for this. This way. Let me run this through my machine. There we go. Put that back on here. All right, let's see. Now we'll have to color this in with a very light brown. So I'm going to use the W's. I have W0, 2, and 3. I'm going to flip this over. And I'm going to use 0 on the face here. So there's that. So let's see what we have so far. All right, so I have my Gatefold card, which started off as a 10 by 7, which I scored at 2.5 and 7.5 to make your basic Gatefold card. So now I have these two panels, which are going to go on the front. like this. So we'll put that on the bottom. So they will go on here like this. Then we will assemble this. I'm going to need some foam for this. And I'm going to use the 1/16 foam. Alright, so this is going to go on top of here to make my tree. There we go. Our little barn owl will be poking out. So this will go on here. Let me glue that on. This is the front. Take that piece off. Down the middle. That. And let's glue these on. Because this will be like this. Yep. Put a little bit of red on here. So I'm going to take some red velvet. And just kind of edge it. Because it's kind of narrow, so I don't want to put a matte layer on it. But I think it just needs something to make it look finished on the side. That should be good. Let's see, make sure I don't put these on upside down. This way. This one will go here. And this one will go on here. Be like that, and this will be on here, and our owl will be here. I think he needs to be on thick foam, so this is 1/8 of an inch foam, so it's twice as thick as the other foam I have. Let's see if that's going to be enough. Pull this off a little bit. so that can overhang. There we go, that's better. So I'm going to put this as high as I can with still covering this. Let's see, do I want his head to be crooked or straight? That looks good, like that. All right. There's the owl. Now I do have some mushrooms. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them or not. We'll see. Now I need the band, which was this. I think I want to put another strip here in the middle to decorate that. Let me see what scraps I have left. I have this. Let me cut this into a strip. All right, I think I'm going to glue this onto here. Let me make sure this is going to fit. Let's see, because this is going to come here and here. Yep, that will be fine. I think here I have my fine tip bottle. All right, while this dries, let's work on the inside. So I have this panel, which is 4x6, that says, "Happy birthday, old wise one. I hope it's a hoot of a good time." And I'm going to take my distresser, and I'm just going to rough up the edges here. I'm going to hold it here in the corner. I even use the weight of my hand on here. Work my way around. Get down to the corner again, use my thumb. There we go. I think I will take my brown. And whatever's left on here, I think I'm just going to go around the edge. Just to make it look a little more something. So that torn edge is going to pick up that ink more than anything else is. Yeah, that's good. All right. This will get glued on here. Let's see. That looks kind of plain to me. Let me run it through the embossing folder. I'm going to use the same one I used for the outside of the card. Just going to put that in here. Close that up, run it through. All right, so there's the deboss side. Here's the emboss side. Let's see, which side do we want to use? I think I actually like the deboss side better. Maybe it's that side. All right, so glue this on here. Yeah, I like that better. Put a little more glue in the corner here. All right, this will go in here. All right, so there's that. All right, this should be dry by now. So I still, let's see, I still need to decorate this with the party hat and stuff to put on the owl. Let's go ahead and measure this first, then I'll decorate the outside. So I never really measure a belly band because I prefer to make it to where it's loose on that particular card. Because you don't want a belly band too tight because then you'll be fighting with it to get it on and off. That seems good. Just let that dry for a minute. I'm going to put glue down the middle here. And I'm going to line the little notch here, the little indentation in with the middle. All right, we'll let that dry. Put that up here, put this over here. In the set here with the bodies, let me grab the dies. There are party sets. So there is a hat, there is a cupcake, there's sunglasses, there's a bow tie, there's a little flower. There is, I think the other one has the acorn on it. Yeah, this one has a little acorn. Might stamp one of those on the inside. Yeah, so I'm going to take a big party hat and bow tie. Do you want to put them in the bow tie? Well, I'll make one and then decide if I want to use it or not. All right, let's get the stamping platform out, and these are just little, so I'm just going to stamp these down here. We'll have the party hat, we'll have the bow tie, let's see, what color do we want to stamp those in? All right, so I think I'm going to use the Distress Oxides on this so I can get some really good coverage. And it will be opaque. So I'm going to use the carved pumpkin and mustard seed. I think I'll have a pumpkin hat and the mustard seed bow tie. I think that looks good with one stamping. All right. Let me let this dry. Oh, we should put a cupcake on there too. All I'm going to stamp the cupcake in brown so I can color it. All right, that looks good. So I think we'll put some red sprinkles on the cupcake. The cherry on the top of it. And we'll give it a yellow wrapper. Frosting. People use W0 just to put a little color there. All right, so we have our cupcake. Let me get these cut out. Should be pretty dry by now. Make sure it slides over the card. It does. It stays. There we go. So let's see. These need to be up on foam. Where are we gonna put them? All right, bow tie. Little hat. So since the owl's head is up on a thicker foam, I'm just going to put the thinner foam and only attach it to the top there so it's nice and level. I love this little set. It's so ridiculous with the hats. I made another card with a bear where the bear is in here wearing a hat, and it's hilarious. All right, so let's see. I think I'm going to take the little hat and the cupcake. Yep, I'm going to do that. All right, so I can do this without messing it up. This happens when you do an audible at the end. There we go. That looks better. I think now I'm finished. All right, let's make sure we didn't forget anything. Card with a belly band, bark, daisy colors, and the word good. Happy birthday, old wise one. I hope it's a hoot of a good time. Yeah, when I went looking for daisies, I realized there was all kinds of colors of daisies. So this is it. So I hope you liked it. If you did, give me a like. And if you want to see the other videos, subscribe and you'll get a notification when I make my next one. And until then, stay crafty.